It's 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
Caitlin was just the most amazing daughter a mom could have, and her life was taken in a preventable tragedy.
Tonight, two families are fighting for change when it comes to employee safety. It has been almost 3 years since two MoDOT workers died on the job in South St. Louis County. Now both families are demanding improvements. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. Those family members drove to Jefferson City and spoke to Missouri state legislators this morning. Our Justina Coronel met them this afternoon after they spoke at a public hearing. And Justina joins us in studio with more. Justina.
Mike and Kelly, Caitlin Anderson and James Brooks died on Telegraph Road in 2021 after a car hit them. Anderson was nearly 6 months pregnant at the time. Since then, both families have made it their mission to create bills to protect employees while working. On Telegraph Road, this sign honors Caitlin Anderson. But Tanya Muskoff wants more than just words to honor her daughter. She wants action.
I wanted to make sure that if there's any safety violations, and that if safety violations cause the death, that the corporations and company have to be held accountable.
25-year-old Caitlin Anderson, who was pregnant with an unborn child named Jax, was one of two MoDOT workers killed on the job when a driver hit them on Telegraph Road in South St. Louis County in 2021. 58-year-old James Brooks also died.
James always talked about MoDOT. He would come home, his whole thing was about safety, and here he died from safety issues.
Muskoff believes MoDOT could have done more to protect them. She said the agency failed to have a protective truck, potentially preventing their deaths.
Unfortunately, the day that I lost Caitlin and Jax, she lost her husband too. So I knew from the jump that I had to connect with her.
Muskoff has been working with Brooks' wife. The deaths of their loved ones brought both women together.
So we're like family now. We united.
Their hunt for justice took them to Jefferson City.
Changes needs to be made because unfortunately what happened to our families, this is like a nightmare.
There are 3 House bills aiming to protect employees on the job, ranging from compensation for victims, agency accountability, and protecting workers from being endangered. The two women not only want to improve laws, but also lives.
The people in Jefferson City, they're lawmakers, lawbreakers, and I hope they do the right thing.
We reached out to MoDOT and they said as a matter of policy, MoDOT does not comment on potential legislation. Right now, Anderson's family is involved in a wrongful death lawsuit against MoDOT supervisors. That case is heading to the Missouri Supreme Court. Oral arguments will happen later this month.
Day 2 of the Daniel Riley trial wrapped up moments ago. He's the man accused of striking a Tennessee teenager in downtown St. Louis with his car, causing her to lose both her legs last year.
Christine Byers has been bringing us gavel-to-gavel coverage on this case. She is live outside the courthouse to show us what jurors learned today. Christine.
Mike and Kelly, jurors heard from an officer who examined the black box inside Daniel Riley's car. He said it showed that he accelerated from 5 miles an hour to 45 miles an hour in the 5 seconds leading up to the crash with a Malibu. That crash sent him into a parked car and pinned Janae Edmondson there. It happened in February of 2023. Janae Edmondson was just 17 years old. She was walking near 11th and St. Charles Street following her volleyball game at the Dome when police say Riley sped through a yield sign and collided with the Malibu before hitting Janae. Today, jurors heard Riley had fentanyl, THC, and codeine in his blood at the hospital. Riley's defense attorney argued police had tunnel vision on Riley and didn't investigate how the Malibu driver could be at fault. Prosecutors also asked multiple officers today who saw Riley after the crash about his demeanor.
Calm, collected, not animated.
What was he advised about the condition of the other person?
The condition, I believe he was advised the condition was grave, and the victim here was hurt pretty badly.
And what was his demeanor at that point after being advised of that information?
It didn't change.
The officers also said that Riley was very concerned, asking them multiple times whether he was going to be arrested and released. His attorney got the officers to admit that's a pretty common question for anyone who's been taken into custody. This trial is expected to resume tomorrow. Janae Edmondson's mother is going to testify, and Janae Edmondson is expected to be the last witness on behalf of the prosecution. Live outside the Carnahan Courthouse in downtown St. Louis, Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
Tonight, police need your help identifying this person. They say he was involved in an altercation that led to a shooting at a Metro East bowling alley. It was a chaotic Sunday night at St. Clair Bowl in Fairview Heights. Earlier that evening, fights broke out inside. Then later on, there was another argument that ended with a shooting. 2 bystanders were shot. Police are still trying to figure out if the 2 incidents are related. Police say they do not believe the man they're looking for fired any of the shots, but they say he was involved in the altercation that led to the shooting, so anyone with information is asked to call police.
Today, a group gathered in Clayton pushing for the release of a man convicted of an armed robbery. Paige Spears has served more than 3 decades in prison. He was sentenced to life in 1988. At the time, Missouri law required him to serve 40 years before being eligible for parole in 2029. That law has since been repealed. His family and friends want to see him released. Legal experts say the only person who has the power to get him released is Governor Parson. We reached out to his office but have not heard back.
Right now, the St. Francis County Sheriff's Office is looking for a man who injured a deputy. This happened at a convenience store in Iron Mountain Lake near Farmington. A deputy tried to arrest Michael Pender at the store. The sheriff's office says Pender started fighting and tried to drive off in an ATV. The deputy latched on and got dragged when Pender took off. She was taken to the hospital with arm injuries. Police say Pender is armed and dangerous, and anyone with information is once again asked to call police.
Tonight, workers at the Toyota plant in Troy, Missouri have launched a campaign to join the United Auto Workers. As 5 on your side Diamond Palmer explains, it's the first Toyota plant and 4th non-union plant nationwide where workers have gone public with their campaign to unionize.
United Auto Workers call this latest move by non-union Troy workers a major breakthrough and a national movement for non-union workers to join the UAW. Wednesday, United Auto Workers released this campaign called We Keep Toyota Running. The video details the concerns workers have, including safety issues and low wages. The UAW says 30% of Toyota workers in Troy signed union authorization cards. They say those workers received a pay increase after the big 3 automakers went on strike last year. However, the UAW says Troy workers are still making more than $4 an hour less than unionized workers. Dr. Doug Swanson, a field specialist in labor and workforce development at the University of Missouri Extension, says the news is something he expected.
By paying more money, you're going to keep the talent in your factory. That's what we would expect to see when if Toyota is successful, is as more of the auto manufacturing becomes unionized, the non-union auto manufacturers would have a difficult time retaining that talent.
Toyota spokesperson responded in a statement by saying, quote, they're confident team members would not choose union representation. I have reached out to the UAW for response to Toyota's statement, and we are still awaiting their response. Reporting in Troy, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
In about an hour, the Fox C6 School District is holding a public forum on 4-day school weeks. The district is looking into the switch as a way to save money in the budget. The school district considered it last year before deciding not to make the change. The meeting starts at 6 p.m. at the Fox C6 Service Center in Arnold. Nikki Haley drops out of the presidential race, setting up another Biden-Trump election. What she has to say to GOP voters tonight.
High inflation and interest rates. Hear what the Fed has to say about getting prices back down.
Struggling to get a good night's sleep? Well, tonight Consumer Reports shares some solutions.
And sunny from St. Louis westward today, but from Farmersville, Illinois, down to really anywhere east of Mount Vernon. Boy, the clouds held on tight. We will get lots of clouds again tonight, and current temperature right now, if you're headed out, 59 in St. Louis.